My Python script has the intent of keeping track of a Christmas list and, more importantly, the name of the recipients, the gifts that you choose to get, and then the estimated total of them. So to begin, this is our master class. It is called from the main class. The main class is all the way at the bottom, and the most important thing is the root main loop. It just has everything run once and then it stops. And then you can just keep initializing different spots of the program. So the very first thing that's happening in this master class or the Christmas GUI is that we're first making a T price or the total price, which we'll come back to later. We have the master title. We also have the top and the bottom frames, which are basically for the buttons with the different categories, as well as the buttons that you can click to either exit out of the program or to proceed forward. If you wanted to see what I'm kind of talking about, these are the buttons, and then these are the bottom buttons. So this is the top, this is the bottom. And under here, we have lots of stuff. So we have all the different categories that you can see that are options to select in here. And essentially what they're doing is we're putting a title on them. I changed the font size, and I turned it to bold. And then we also have the color change and then an assigned value. Each of the assigned values can be brought to down here, and then this is a reference point to bring the user to whatever class they're selecting on according to the button number or the button value. And then we also have we have the padding for the buttons, we have the padding for the classes. So basically it's how far left or how far right you want to be able to see each category. That is why right here we have some going farther left, some going farther right. I just thought it'd be fun to mess with. So the difference is 10. And then we also have the OK and the quit button. The OK and the quit buttons are called to either destroy the program, which is quit, or to proceed further through the program, which is the OK. So, for example, when I say view category, I push OK, it brings me to the next window, or I can completely close the program, and then that's that. So, a lot of this is the same workings as many of the other classes, so I'm going to kind of skip over it for the other classes, but I'll kind of go more into the functions that are being called within the main workings. So the first one is the category section. What's important here is that it's opening up the recipient gift list. Right now, we don't have a recipient gift list. There's nothing here, but it will be created as we kind of go through. So I have a failsafe. When we do the categories, it's going to show you 3 different categories. It's going to show by recipient, so you can view it by the recipient, type their name, and then I'll show you what's going to display a little bit more later there. And then we can do view total recipient list or view estimated total. When we view the recipient or view the estimated total, our fail state is that we're not going to end up making a program and then having an error. So when I click view total recipient list, oh, that's not the right one. We have, if the file isn't created yet, we're going to make it, and then we're going to, so make it as in we're going to write the binary, and then we're going to pinkle it, and then we're going to save it. If we didn't do this, it would give us an error saying that there's no file to be found. So as you can see right here, there's no files. As soon as I click view total recipient list, it's going to say your Christmas list has not been created. And I also, since I wrote this in binary, we're going to have a little bit extra symbols, which is fine. And then you could view the estimated total. Same thing when we do the view estimated total, which is somewhere else. Here you go, view total. Again, we have it so that way we're writing a file. This one's not going to be binary, so you're going to see exactly what you're going to get, which is the estimated total gifts. And then when you actually open up the file, there's no estimated total, and then again the symbols are there, so the screens are going to show you exactly what's in those actual files. We'll go back to this main one. See, so let's go to create new gift list, which is the add UI. Again, it's going to open the file, make sure it's there, so we don't get any errors. And then from there, we have the different buttons that we can select. So we're going to have add calculate main menu, which you can see here, add calculate main menu, which is going to be command equals self dot and then the function name. So we have add accumulative cost and back. So add accumulative cost back. When we push the back button, all that's happening here is it's going to destroy this window, and then it's going to go back to the main window. So do main menu, it just destroyed it, went back to this one, so we'll open this up again. And then when we do add, what it's going to do is collect three different things. It's going to collect the recipient's name, which we're asking for. It's going to collect the gift, which we're asking for, and it's going to collect the estimated price, which we're asking for. It's going to take those three values, it's going to bundle them together, and it's going to display them. So that way, when we go to the different categories of the view by category section, we're actually going to be able to see them. So we'll do that right now. And then also before I do anything, I'll explain the cumulative cost. What's happening here is we're doing a write file. So we're writing over the file each and every time it does the math. I did this because I don't want to see all the listings of the totals because we can see that in a different view by category section. I just want to see the main total. And then we have write binary for this too because the intent of this class is to make a new gift list. We're not adding to it, we're creating a new one from scratch. So every time we go to the create new gift list and we put a person in there, it's going to refresh the gift list. So let's start with Bob. We know Bob wants a shovel for Christmas this year, and we're going to say that we just don't care about the estimated price. We'll go to add, calculate, and then we'll see if it works. We'll go by view category. We could do it three different ways. We can type in Bob. When we do that, it's going to show us what he wants and the amount that we wrote it was estimated for. When we have more people in the list, this is a little bit more convenient, but also not because it's binary. So we can see Bob, he wants the shovel, and then 0. And then if we just wanted to see the estimated total, it's 0. Pretty self-explanatory. Let's go ahead and say, you know what? I don't want Bob in there. I want to delete him. We're going to go all the way down to this delete class. And the first thing that we're going to do when we select this, I'll go back to me because that's not open. It's going to ask for the name and then enter recipient's name. So we're going to type in Bob. And we're going to be, I don't know if this is the right Bob. Let me see what I actually got him. It's going to display it. It's going to display that Bob wanted a shovel, and then we estimated it would be 0. Once we've decided, yes, that was the right person, then we will go back, and then we will do, go to the function remove. It's getting the name from the list. So from the list in here, it's collecting the name. And then, wherever it went. I guess I probably close it. Okay, so Bob, look up. Okay, so it's getting the list that I just showed you. And it's going to write over that binary so that way it takes him out of that section. So Bob shovel, yes, I want it removed. And then it says removal is complete. To see if it actually worked, we can go to view by category. We'll view recipient list. And Bob's not there. The total estimated price is still 0. Awesome. We can also do it this way. Of course, it's not going to show up because he's already removed, but just to show you, not found. Awesome. So that's what that does. And then, all right, so let's make another list. Let's say Susan. Susan wants a basket. I don't know, basket's probably not too expensive. Let's say a $25 basket. I'm going to add, calculate, back to main menu. We're going to view, see if it's work. Awesome! So Susan's basket's in there for $25 and the total is there as well. Say, okay, I'm ready to add another person to this list. We'll go up to the edit GUI. Again, it's going to ask to open up the read binary for the recipient list, which is just a gift list. And then it's going to collect the recipients. down here, it's going to ask for enter recipient's name, additional gift, the estimated cost, and then it's going to prompt us to either do, depending on which button we select, we're going to go to the accumulated cost to class, the add class, or the back class. Again, the back class is just going to destroy that window. The add class, there we go. It's going to open up, well, yeah, it'll open up, and again, it's going to collect the name, the gift, the price from when we ask the user to input it up here. It's going to morph them all together in the file so that way we can see them when we're viewing that part of the category. And then it's going to write, it's not going to write over the file this time. It's going to append binary. So the purpose of that is we can just keep adding to the list, whereas opposed to doing create new list, we're erasing. So that's the difference between the append and then just writing over. And then it's also going to take the current self-master T price, which is the running total price. Into that, it's going to add the price of this new gift. So let's say we want Jason to have a bike this year. Bikes are pretty expensive. We'll say they're about $400. We will go to Update, Calculate, Main Menu. When we come here, we can still see Susan's basket for $25 and Jason's bike for $400. Awesome, that's exactly what we want. And then we can also view the total. It's $425. It added both the totals together. Perfect. And then again, we can come here. We can look at the gift list file. We'll have all of them. Again, it's binary, so there's some extra symbols. Or we can just see the straight file where it's $425. And then that's essentially what my program does. Thank you for listening.